Hi YouTube! This video is going to be an updated Entyvio infusion video. I started Entyvio on December 24th, 2014, so I am coming up on my 6-year anniversary of using Entyvio. Before using Entyvio, I had tried medications like Remicade, methotrexate, Humira, and I did not have any luck. In fact, before I started Entyvio, I was interviewing surgeons to potentially get my large intestine removed because I was having such trouble with my UC at the time. Needless to say, Entyvio was my last-ditch effort, and I am glad I started taking Entyvio. For my Entyvio infusions, I am going in every 8 weeks, and I get 300 milligrams of Entyvio in my IV. Last year, I was told that my UC is in remission. Being an incurable disease, being in remission of UC does not mean I am cured. It means that my UC is controlled and I hopefully don't have any ulcers in my large intestine at the moment. When I was dealing with my gallbladder symptoms, we did have a worry that it could be my UC acting up. So I got a blood test the day before one of my Entyvio infusions, and this blood test was basically to test the levels of Entyvio in my blood, and that was going to determine if maybe the symptoms I was having is because my Entyvio is not being effective anymore and not treating my UC. But since my levels were totally normal, we were able to determine that the Entyvio was actually having an effect on my body. And of course, after having my gallbladder removed, the symptoms that I had regarding that have disappeared. So I am very happy about that. Seriously, Entyvio for the win. Before I go into my experience with Entyvio, I'm going to go into just a quick little informational segment about what Entyvio is. So Entyvio is a biologic medication that is inserted through the IV. It is known as an Integrin receptor antagonist medication, and this works by blocking the white cells from getting into the GI tract, meaning that the white cells can't attack the parts of our body that they want to, therefore reducing inflammation. And without inflammation, your body can heal, and that's what my large intestine did. It just healed, and it was a great thing. Even though I am in remission from my UC, I still need to keep taking Entyvio. UC is an incurable disease, as I have mentioned before, so I will need to be monitoring my UC forever. So until there is some magical cure, this is a part of me that I will hold with me for the rest of my life. And no, I will not try your magical diet. Sorry, have a good day. Let's talk about the infusions itself, and then I'll kind of go into me in that segment, you know. All right, so the infusions. When you first get started with your Entyvio, your infusion time may vary, as you may have your segments in between your infusions closer together. Right now, I do go in every 8 weeks, but when I first started Entyvio, I had closer segments of my infusion times. And before you start Entyvio, your doctor may want you to try other medications first. It is sometimes used at first, but it is usually a medication for when, you know, other medications don't work, which I'm a definite candidate for that. Certain tests that you need to get done before, such as your TB test, need to come back negative, and you may have some blood tests along the way during your infusion time to just monitor how you're doing. For my very first infusion in 2014, I have had no symptoms from the Entyvio infusion. 30 minutes to an hour at the infusion center, and the Entyvio infusion itself is a 30-minute process as it goes into your veins. It might be a slower time when you start. They want to make sure that you're not allergic to the medication and just make sure that you're doing okay and there are no side effects that you're experiencing in the infusion center, and it's just very good to monitor yourself when you're first starting any medication. I do opt to get some saline solution into my IV before they add the Entyvio into my line, and I just like this because it provides some extra hydration, and I think this is just good to have, especially when you're having a medication, and especially at first I think it's good to have kind of something like that. I don't really notice a difference if I don't get saline solution, but I do like it because it just helps me feel more hydrated throughout the day. I did take some last videos during my last infusion. I didn't talk during them because they want you to be very quiet in the infusion center, and I don't even think they want you to film, but I just wanted to show you some of footage from me, and I just, yeah, so I will be inserting that as I talk about it. So I don't know, it's just good to have some sort of visual about, I don't know what to experience. My last infusion was mid-September, so I know I'm delayed making this video, but it is here and I am here to talk about it. When I first get to the infusion center, I go in, they check my vitals, so my blood pressure, my temperature. Then they go ahead and ask me which arm I would like to use. I do prefer my left arm. That has kind of been my infusion arm for, the times that I have started infusions. My left arm has just been the arm, but I have used for infusions. There is a really good vein. Actually, there's a couple really good veins on my left arm that are really prime for these infusions. I do sometimes get it on my right arm. It has no effect on that I'm right-handed. I just choose the left arm. If I'm not sure which one they want to use, or if it is a person who has not done my IVs before, I usually just hold out my arms and say which one looks better. Being an infusion that lasts so little compared to Remicade, for example, I was okay, you can really just choose any arm and I'll just sit here on my phone. It's fine. I don't really have time to do lots of stuff. Sometimes I nap. It's very nice. Once they choose my arm, they will heat my arm up, and they don't put my arm in a microwave. They actually have little ice packs that are actually warm. I don't know. And so they put it on my arm, and it just, warms the veins up before they put in the IV. I know some infusions for different medications, they do not do this, but this is just something that my infusion center does. They will also ask me if I want a warm blanket or something like that. I usually just say no. I usually always have them bring me apple juice. That's one thing that I feel a lot of people at my infusion center don't know that they have, but they always have apple juice, and I always ask for it and I always get it. So, it's a thing. They usually even let me choose which chair I want if there's multiple options. Regardless, I usually like to sit near a window because there's a little water fountain outside that is nice to look at when you're being poked with a needle. So then after the saline solution is started, the Entyvio is ordered, I guess. They have a little place where they keep it, and they will, do whatever stuff they need to do. And then the nurse will bring me the Entyvio bag, and then she will have me just read the label and verify that the medicine's right, the dosage is right, and that my name is correct, and whatever. So then I just sit there hanging out for 30 minutes, and usually I don't even feel the IV. I just sit there and it's, a fun time. Before COVID, I could bring in guests to come and hang out with me and play Phase 10 on the little table that they can put over your chair. And yeah, it's just a fun time. So it's good to just have, I don't know, if it's your first infusion and you can't bring someone with you, it does help a lot, especially to distract if you are maybe nervous about getting the IV if you haven't had one before. But like I said, usually if you are starting Entyvio, you've probably at least had, colonoscopy or something where, you have an IV or you've had lots of blood tests. So, but yeah, it is just nice to be able to have someone with you. After the 30 minutes, the machine will start beeping, which will wake you up if you are sleeping and will let the nurse know that your infusion is almost over. They will double check to make sure if there's any liquid inside the Entyvio bag that needs to go in and maybe needs just to be like rustled around, you know? And yeah, so that is that. During the 30 minutes, I will say if you need to go to the bathroom or you need to like stand up or like move away from the chair, my infusion center has machines that I can just unplug from the wall and I take it with me, and it's, you know, it's a fun time. Then once Entyvio is up in my veins, the IV is taken out and I am wrapped up and basically sent home. All done with my infusion, easy 30 minutes, no symptoms whatsoever. I am all bandaged up here and I'll just leave that on for 30 minutes and yeah, and I can drive home, no problem. All right, bye. With other infusions such as Remicade, my whole day was basically get the infusion and then recover from various symptoms. But with Entyvio, I can get my infusion and I can do whatever I want that day. It does make it convenient in the sense that you have that ability to kind of just go about your life and not have any symptoms if you're like me. But some people do have symptoms and it's gonna be different for everybody. But for me, it's definitely nice. Overall, I really am happy with my Entyvio, and it did cause me to not have too much reason to make a video. I was having, you know, no symptoms of my UC and I was doing well. And as of 2020 and, you know, in 2019 as well, my health started declining. So I do have lots of videos, experience being in the hospital during the pandemic and, you know, different scans and certain things that they have found. And just kind of opening up a little bit about some of the stuff I'm dealing with. And I think that hopefully it can help somebody out there. And I think it'd be nice to have people that I can converse with about certain things that I'm dealing with. And it's good to hear other people's stories, whether that's UC, Crohn's, or gallbladder issues. I'm dealing with some other weird stuff right now, which I will make a video. It's been a long time, you know, thing I've been suffering with, and I still don't have a proper diagnosis or treatment. So it's definitely taking a toll on, you know, my health and stuff like that. So I will definitely be making more videos about that coming up. But if you do have any requests, I do listen to them. So feel free to write in the comments. I also respond to messages that you send onto Instagram unless they are creepy. So you can check out my Instagram at emilyellenco, just like one word. And if you want to check out my website that I sell jewelry on, it does link to an Etsy site. It's emilyellen.co, and you could just type that in and it'll redirect you to my Etsy site. I have some cool new stuff that I will be posting soon. And yeah, so if you're interested in jewelry, this is one of the pieces that I am wearing now. It is a little star necklace, and I do like it because it won't move. I have it secured in one spot. So, you know, you're for sure just getting the star necklace. It's not gonna weirdly move throughout your day, which I love. And plus the chain is gold, and as well as the stars, 24 karat gold. So gold plated. But yeah, if you're interested, feel free to check out my website. But if you want to message me on my Instagram, even about UC stuff or literally any sort of health things that you want to talk about, or, you know, stuff like that. So anyway, sorry, there's like a police car just drove by and I was like, what did I do? No, just kidding. I hope that for some reason this video could help you at all and help you learn about Entyvio. Please definitely check out my last Entyvio video. I gave a bit more information about Entyvio, and that was, you know, when I was first kind of introduced to Entyvio and stuff like that. So this is just kind of an update almost 6 years later about my experience with Entyvio. Overall, I give it 5 stars, thumbs up. I am hoping that my body will continue to properly react to the Entyvio and that I can stay in remission from my UC, because I am dealing with enough other health stuff that I don't want to have to deal with my UC as well. So anyway, have a great day, and I will talk to you in whatever video that I make next. And yes, okay, bye.